This time on Whatever We Want, we talk about
Marvel's What If, Episode 1. What if Captain Carter were the first Avenger? Spoilers, huge major spoilers ahead.
big spoilers.
We talk everything from the animation style to how this could tie into the future of the MCU and other Marvel What Ifs, including like T'Challa as Star-Lord, Loki on Earth, if we'll see Steve or Peggy in the future anytime soon, how this is going to tie into Multiverse of Madness, etc. Time goes down in the description. Hope you enjoy. PreBanter, peanut butter. Daniel, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, Jake. Oh my goodness. Golly goober.
We're here recording a late night podcast. We just recorded another one. We took like 2 weeks off and then we're like back to back. Let's go. All right. We're here.
I am down, dude. With all the content that's been coming out.
Like, I know. I'm loving it. Speaking of content and new things coming out, we actually just got, like, literally right after we recorded the other one, it got released that Idris Elba, who we talked about in the Suicide Squad in our last episode, is voicing Knuckles in Sonic 2. I don't know if you heard about that.
I didn't, but I'm excited. I can see it.
All right. So, yeah, I saw like a weird Boss Logic like post about that. Like he made like a like cursed image of like Idris Elba morphed with like Knuckles. It looks so
God,
weird.
I gotta find that.
Yeah. We've also got a lot of TikTok content going out, so make sure to check that out. If you're here from TikTok, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah. That's all I want to talk about. PreBanter or anything you want to talk about that we didn't talk about 2 days ago when we recorded last?
No, I think I'm good. I mean, work today was just whatever. That's pretty much all I can say.
Yeah, recording late because Daniel had work. Thank you, Daniel, for doing this. Appreciate it.
Of course, dude. It's always fun.
Yeah. All right, ready for the introduction?
Yes, hit me with it.
You may want us to talk about this or that, but we don't care. We're going to talk about whatever we want. Welcome back to Whatever We Want, the podcast where we, Jake and Daniel, two devilishly handsome gentlemen, talk about movies, TV shows, behind-the-scenes insights, filmmaking techniques, all that jazz, and more. What are we talking about this week, Daniel?
This week we are talking about What If.
What If, Episode 1. What if Peggy or Captain Carter were the first Avenger? Overall thoughts, what do you think? Let's just jump in.
Beautiful.
Yeah?
Just outright, just...
Daniel's got an animation background, so, like, we're going to get some good insights.
When I said that Spider-Verse was a stepping stone in animation, this is the proof
I didn't even think about. Yeah, like, there was probably... I can see, like, there was totally, like, influence from that.
Literally. Like even when it comes down to the character rigs, to facial animation, to even parts of stylization. Now, shading and rendering and keyframe animation.
It definitely wasn't as, like, stylistic as Spider-Verse, but I can see the pulls that they took from that, and I think they took the right amount, because if it was as crazy as Spider-Verse, like as like all the polka dot, like comic accurate, like literally like made it look like a comic book page, they tried to do, like, I think that would been way too time consuming for a TV show, and also just too much stylistically for
but at the
like,
same
a show
time
like
they
this.
took the technical like studies and like the processes that they did in that movie and brought it over, which is amazing.
I wonder if there was much collaboration between like the people on Spider-Verse and this, because like,
I wouldn't
Sony
be surprised.
versus Disney. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so what if overall, before we jump into like the actual episode, I did some research and there are 2 seasons confirmed, 9 episodes per season. There were supposed to be 10 episodes this season actually, but they ran out of time because of like pandemic and COVID, so they pushed one of those episodes back to be in season 2. So instead of, I guess I don't know if it was supposed to be like 10 episodes and then 8 episodes in season 2, but now it's 9 and 9.
9.
Yeah. Earth 99. No, I don't know. Spider-Man 99, maybe. Hint. That's a right there. That's a connection. Spider-Man 99 confirmed.
2099, just 99.
Spider-Man, like a caveman Spider-Man.
Caveman Spider-Man. Yeah.
He's swinging from like boulders. He has no skyscrapers.
No, it's like Tarzan mixed with Spider-Man. So he's like swinging from like vines and stuff.
I read a comic actually a while ago that was like this long hair like savage superhero guy. I forget what his name was, but he like teamed up with Spider-Man. So maybe we'll see him. Maybe that's a connection to that. You heard it here first, folks. A scoop.
Theory confirmed.
For some reason, when I said scoop, I just imagined Caveman Spider-Man scooping up his own poop.
Okay, that's too far.
All right, back to the tank. So they targeted around 30 minutes per episode, and I thought the pacing in this episode was actually like really fast, because what they're basically doing is like taking the first Avenger and condensing it into this like a fast-paced like animated like what's it called, like 30-minute TV show.
I think it was really well done to do it that way for this. Because one, we already know the movie.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. You know the story.
If you don't know the movie, it's still
you catch up quick.
You get it quickly, and it's just all the moments that are needed and precise, but at the same time are able to like give so much more to the characters.
Yeah. What I did like and notice that it wasn't just the exact like movie. Like what they did, I really like how it snowballed. Like once the big like what if happened, like Peggy Carter became the super soldier, it like snowballed, like the butterfly effect. Like it didn't just then play out the events of Captain America, but it was Peggy Carter as the role of Steve Rogers. It like changed. Like she captured the Tesseract, which changed like everything. Like
everything.
The allies, the good guys had the Tesseract on their side for the war. So that like. And then, obviously, at the end, like a giant space monster came out, like very different than the movie.
Have you seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Because I'm pretty sure that happened.
I've seen parts of it. Okay.
I don't quote me on that. That might, but I remember there's something like that happened in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Got it.
Whereas like the actual space squid thing, I forget what the name of it is. But
Space squid, that's the name. Space kid.
That's good enough.
Squid. Space squid kid. All right. But yeah, so. I don't know. I really liked it. I liked the voice actor cast. I thought they did a great job. I was a little worried going in because I knew Steve Rogers was being played by someone else. But it didn't take me out of it really at all. Like I thought the guy did a great job and sounded pretty similar.
Yeah, it was on point. Like there's some moments where like you could like really tell, but then there's other points where you're just like, oh, that sounds like Chris.
Right. And I also feel like because he's skinny Steve, like we're used to like kind of big like Chris Evans Steve, and now he's skinny Steve, and he still has like the deep voice that Chris Evans kind of had, but like I think you have some leeway at that because he's still like a skinny kid.
Because he's still different, he didn't change his actual biology. So I think it was a good way to go with that.
The guy that played
the Colonel
him
was.
Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Probably the biggest difference, honestly.
Which Colonel?
The one is it the Colonel? Was that the same Colonel that was supposed to be like or was it the General?
That was the same. That General was actually in the one shot with Peggy Carter. Did you see that one shot like when it follows her in like the 40s and she like goes on like a mission and like that same General or Colonel, I think it was a Colonel, like he didn't want her to go because she was a woman, and that was the same. Actually, they got the same guy back. Yeah. So I thought that was cool. They got that guy back. I don't know if he was in the original movie, but he was in that one shot. So that was cool. They had that character.
Yeah.
Josh Keaton was the guy who played Steve Rogers / Hydra Stomper. I have an article pulled up here with the voice actor cast. Some other people we got: Jeffrey Wright, who was the Watcher, and who you were talking about, Bradley Whitford, who's Colonel Flynn, and he was also in the like I said, he was in he was part
that
of
one shot
Shield's formation. In that one shot. And then Peggy Carter, Haley Atwell, of course. I thought she did a great job.
She did an amazing job.
Sebastian Stan. It was great hearing him again, honestly. Like, I know we just heard him.
I loved his little wisecracks throughout.
I love the one where he was like, yo, let's rip my arm off. Like,
I know, that was great. I'm like, Bucky, you don't even know. But then, like, it was so, like, I had a feeling what was going to happen to Steve was going to happen. And then, like, it did. And I was like, oh, no.
But he didn't, like, die though, become the Winter Soldier. I thought he was gonna become the Winter Soldier maybe. But yeah, I liked Sebastian Stan as it sounded. I think he did a good job because like I've noticed like he sounded like a kid obviously in the first Avenger because he kind of was, and then like he's kind of aged up and matured as he became the Winter Soldier, and this felt like he was going back to like being a kid, and I thought that was gonna be jarring, but it really wasn't. Like I thought he did a good job performing.
Yeah, it's funny to think about how much just his character has progressed based off of when we first seen him.
Yeah, we talked about that in Falcon Winter Soldier. Yeah, like his character's gone through a lot, and I appreciate Sebastian Stan like thinks about that a lot when he's like playing that. We also had Dominic Cooper who played Howard Stark, and I think his like animated persona looks very similar to like the real life counterpart. I mean,
it was on point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Doctor. Oh god, what was his name?
The Red Skull Doctor.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Toby Jones, he plays Zola.
Yeah.
Zola. Yeah.
Dude,
Shiza.
That was so great.
Like when he's in the van.
You'll get nothing out of me. I got everything.
Yeah. Also voice actor cast. So the guy that played Red Skull in that took over the role of Red Skull in like Infinity War Endgame, Ross Marquand. He also played Red Skull in this as well. Stanley Tucci was back as Dr. Erskine. I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Neil McDonough, he plays Dum Dum Dugan. That guy with the bowler, like the hat.
Bowler, yeah.
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson was back, Nick Fury at the end, and Clint Barton, Hawkeye, was back. I did not know if he was going to be back or not, so it was good to hear him.
That last scene, actually, like, I wasn't expecting it, and then it, happened. I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, those were kind of the big voices. Let's jump into thoughts on the episode. I personally really liked how Steve and Peggy still, like,
had that connection?
The connection, even though Steve wasn't all muscly, and now Peggy was, like, big, muscly, not, like, what society, especially back then, viewed as, like, a beautiful woman kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot.
I was the same. I really thought it was a good dynamic there.
They both didn't get their dance. I was so mad.
Yeah. Did they ever get the dance? I feel like our version
did. In Endgame, they went back.
That's the only version that's going to get the dance, let's be honest here.
But, yeah. They did.
Well, do you think old Steve, that he's alive? In that timeline?
Oh, geez, I have no idea.
Because we had old Peggy for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I wanted to ask what your thoughts were. So, like, the big event that, like, caused this what if to happen was Peggy was like, I don't want to go up to the booth, which means everyone else didn't go up to the booth. Why did the Hydra guy, like, blow up? I feel like that's kind of a little, like, we have to just let that slide. Like, why did the Hydra guy blow up the whole operation before seeing if it worked? Because that's what he did in the last one. Like, he made sure it worked, then grabbed an extra vial and booked it. So, like, why would Peggy not going up to the booth cause that Hydra agent to blow up the experiment before Steve went in?
Maybe it's just... Well, he had remember in the first movie...
Potential plot hole?
In the movie. No, he had extra explosives up in the booth. So I'm not sure if he had that this time, because he had planned to kill everybody else. But in this
maybe
case,
he planned to go up to
everybody
the booth,
else was downstairs.
So maybe like panicked and was like, yeah, I gotta...
Yeah, so he just had more the rest of the explosives downstairs, so he's like, okay, let me just do it this way then.
Maybe, I still don't
while
know.
they're down here.
I still feel like I think his orders were like, make sure it worked, and then steal the thing.
Either way, it was his choice in the moment. Right?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. But yeah, it was nice that Peggy, like, went in and just, like, was like, I liked that once that did happen, like, it was, like, a good explanation, like, it's now or never, like, we have to do it now, and she was the only one around, and she stepped up. I like that a lot.
Which, if I'm being honest, I don't kind of get that.
What? That is now or never? Well, because I remember they need, like, the power from, like, the whole city, pretty much, and, like, they had to get, like, all these permits, and I think, like, funding-wise, they would never have had another chance to do that. And they needed, like, to do it for the war, like, at that moment, I think.
That's okay, yeah, I get... So, just a logistic, like...
Like, yeah, they probably could have done it again, but it would probably taken, like, months, maybe years, and they didn't know how the war was going to go if they didn't, like, do it. Do it. Yeah.
We need another what if Peggy didn't jump in, and
then no super soldier happened, and, like, the first Avenger was just no one. Like, the first Avenger was Iron Man, like, 50 years later, whatever. 70
Honestly,
years later.
that'd be weird.
Yeah.
That's another thing I actually want to talk to you about. What did you think of Howard being the one making the Hydra Stomper, which is like the first generation Iron Man suit?
Right. Well, was it... So he made the Hydra Stomper. It wasn't like something they took from like Hydra agents or anything?
So pretty much the only difference here, instead of like Hydra using the Tesseract to develop their weapons, Howard did the same thing, but he used it for his suit. So it makes sense that he was able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that I like that. Yeah, the Tesseract like powered the Hydra Stomper, because like Tony Stark even says since like Iron Man 1, like he has an arc reactor and he's like it can power like a city like for like a lifetime or something. He's like, or it could power something really big for like 15 minutes kind of thing.
And I love how they brought that back with this when they're like, oh, you could power London for centuries or whatever they said, and like, or you could blow it sky high. I'm like, that's a cool duality there.
But yeah, so then they put the Tesseract in, and so that's like kind of the substitute for the arc reactor. So I like that explanation. And then like at the end, he like gets the plug in for a generator and can power it for like a few minutes. And like I liked how they kept that continuity. They didn't just like let him have the suit the whole time kind of thing. But yeah, then pretty much after that moment, it's just like go like through the events of Captain America. Like I like how she gets the shield. Howard's like like gives her like the suit, and then she's like, you need to work on your covert like skills. Your covert skills need work, and he like slams the shield down. He's like, you're not gonna like this. And just like out in the open. I love the vibranium shield sounds. Like I'm so glad they were back.
Yes.
I got like nostalgia over those sound effects. Like
that's another thing that they did very well. I mean, that's literally half of the animation is just the sound design.
Yes.
Not only for when it comes to, I mean, obvious things like that, but vocals, ambient sounds, Foley, stuff like that.
And yeah, it's something like when you're filming live action, you have like reference because when you're filming on set, you hear like birds chirping, and so even if you don't use that, you know like what was around and what you can maybe put in as reference. But like animation, you're literally just building it from scratch. Especially like all the World War II sound effects that like they have to use certain. I'm sure they like research like certain gun effects. I don't even know like how in depth they went, but like I mean it's Marvel, so they probably did. I
think they also had a good reference point from what they already had before.
They did,
so they could pull from that as well. Not only to get the sounds to feel right, but also to pull back from what we already know. Yeah.
Another like notable thing I noticed was. So when Peggy saves the 501st, Bucky like
501st.
What was it? Is it what? Wait, I know that's Star Wars. What's Captain America's? I don't even know.
Oh my God, Captain Rex just comes out.
The most ambitious. Well, actually, that's a good segue actually, because I think you told me this, but the What If writers tried to do like a What If crossover with Star Wars and Marvel.
They wanted to get Luke as like an Avenger, and they're like, no, just
stay in your lane.
Stay with Marvel. Yeah, that's what we gave you. And they're like, man, Luke would have made a great Avenger. I'm just gonna say it.
I'm excited for the Bad Batch finale. Come on, can you blame me? What is the name of the Legion that?
107th.
107th. Okay, that whatever. Whenever Peggy saves
501st, I can't
the 107th, or whatever. Bucky's like with the rest of the prisoners, so does that mean I guess Zola, because he was with the Allies, he couldn't experiment on Bucky, so Bucky can't become the Winter Soldier in this. So that's that's interesting. Okay, cool.
However, that doesn't mean that there aren't.
Things. Does that mean Bucky just gets a happy life? Because I think he deserves that in some universe.
Yeah, I think he does. But that also doesn't mean that we don't have a Winter Soldier in that universe, because Zola could have done it before or after, considering the formation of S.H.I.E.L.D. with Hydra. If that still happens.
I thought Steve was gonna like, when he got thrown off the train, I thought he was gonna like be experimenting. Maybe he was. Like we didn't see what happened in between when he was like in the suit and stuff.
So yeah, he could have been.
So that could be interesting.
But again, Zola wasn't there, so that's. I wonder what other scientists would be doing.
Maybe they Zoom called him back in the 40s in from prison.
Just get one long wire. Oh yeah, send me a good telegram.
And like the can on like a wire, and it's like a really long string or a really long wire like to Red Skull. Be like, hey. But yeah, I really liked just like the style, the lighting and shading. I thought were like incredible. Like
it was amazing when they did things that were. How do I describe this? So there was like the wide shots, right? Like for example, when Peggy was standing on top of the one thing and you're looking down the street and you get like the buildings. So they used, I'm not sure if this was done through like some kind of advanced shader or if it was just straight up matte painting. But like you could see like the brushstroke like texture throughout and like its thickness almost implied like, as if it was a painting throughout.
But
so
it's
I'm
probably
like
digital, like it. Yeah,
exactly.
It's I noticed that too. Actually, like I love when like and like a lot of animation, especially like Pixar, kind of like pioneered this. Maybe actually probably but like they use like filmmaking like real life filmmaking techniques that you would see and like implement in animation to help bridge that and like make it more realistic to what we see. Like for example, I think there was one shot where like it rack focuses, like it focuses from like Peggy in the background to like Howard crouching in the foreground or something like that, and you don't need to do that in animation. Everything can just be in focus. It's actually like tougher to do that, but because we're so used to seeing that in real film, going from like something in out of focus to in focus, they did that in the animation, and like it helps us be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like average viewer would be like, yeah, that's just like a normal thing, but like that's such attention to detail.
It's something that you need to do. Yeah. It's like an extra step and like extra, like you're saying, like it's not just. I mean, it's focus, like literally, but it's also like focusing on the details like that.
Yeah.
Here's how I think they did some of the stuff, right? I feel like they took, in some cases, it might have just been straight up 2D assets that were like parallax per distance, right? So maybe like a castle scene at the end.
The castle scene was cool.
The camera like going down.
Yeah,
that might have been like it's either going to be 2D assets that were just like had the painting texture onto it, or it could have been 3D assets that they could have made into like 2D assets for like a certain shot. But say when the Peggy then goes up and runs over the wall, you still have the 3D asset of the castle there, and you could just do like a new effect there.
It's probably a combination of like a ton of different techniques, including those probably. But yeah, I like just character-wise how Steve, even though he was skinny, like he still wanted to be on the front lines and help out. And he did, like with the Hydra Stomper suit.
He's still worrying about Bucky.
Yeah, and like he even and like there, I like how they touched on like him not being in the spotlight kind of thing. But like, I like how he seemed genuinely happy that Peggy was the one that became the super soldier. Like he. And they were able to confine each other. I really like that. Like I feel like they got a lot closer in this than we saw in the first Captain America movie. Personally, I thought that, but like I liked that he's not upset that she got it. Like he's happy and like for her and like knows she's doing a great job and he's still doing his best to like be a good soldier. I don't know. I really liked the characters. Marvel characters, just characters. Characters is everything and anything. You don't care about the characters, you don't care about anything.
Let's talk about this one scene, okay? This one scene.
Okay.
When it was him and Peggy going up and fighting like the planes.
Oh yeah. That was
What did you think of that?
Oh my gosh, there was that. I think there was one. I literally, that's the next thing I have. 6-shot and sequence of Peggy fighting through the plane in one shot.
Yeah.
Like, when she like goes through it. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, that was
like she literally broke into the one. Like just the camera work was amazing.
Yeah, all the choreography, like I thought was the camera working with like the choreography of like the fighting, like, and I feel like actually that's my next note. Oh my gosh, I'm going through it. Like, they used animation, the medium of animation, really well in my opinion, because like in live action, like you do all these fights and stuff, and there's certain tricks you can do, like make it look like you hit harder, but in animation you can like speed up a punch and like. Then like slow down the like I don't know like the follow through
anticipation or follow through
to make that punch like hit harder and you can like speed up and play with the
that's what I was going to say because in traditional filming what you're able to do for that and say like fight sequences, what's it called, upstepping, is like when you remove a couple of the frames. That way
I did that for the Star Wars thing that we shot a while ago that I never released, but yeah, like when I was like it was about to like hit the saber, like you just like cut a frame so it makes it look like it like you cut a frame right before they clash, so it makes it look like they like clash harder, like faster.
Yeah, there's more. It feels like there's more force to it.
Right. In animation, you do that like tenfold, pretty much.
Well, yeah, because you can do that like not only within the animation itself, like you can do that with the actual keyframes, but you can also do that with traditionally in that sense, like you can literally just remove certain frames. So it was nice seeing that throughout as well.
Yeah, I definitely saw that. Noticed that in a few fight sequences. Yeah. Yeah, but there was also that really cool shot of Red Skull taking his mask off, and then it like went, pulled through the Nazi's eye. Like that was cool.
That was great. I love stuff like that.
Yeah. I also like when Steven what's her face? Peggy, what's her face? Peggy. We're about to kiss, and then just like Howard popped up. Was
Howard
like
just in there.
Barnes stole a Jeep, and I also saw someone made a connection. Like, does that mean that Steve Rogers, in Winter Soldier, when he like learns to hotwire a car, did Bucky teach him how to do that? Is that how he knows how to hotwire a car? Is because Bucky
honestly
kind of
that makes so much sense.
Yeah. So I thought that was a cool little connection. Someone else made on Instagram. I saw. Yeah. I also like, so I remember in the first one, I'm just comparing the first one to the second one to this one a lot, but like in the first Captain America, like only 3 people could get on the train because they only had like a 30-second window. So when Steve's pushing it and slowing it down, that means more people could get on the train. I thought that was another cool, like attention to detail little thing. Yeah. Yeah, no, I
love that kind of details too. I mean, it makes so much more sense because at first I'm like, why would they slow down the train if they could already do it? But I'm like, oh wait, no, this makes it better. Not only from like a tactical perspective, because I think they're also trying to get before a tunnel.
Right.
But at the same time, like what you said.
What were they trying to steal that time? Because they were trying to get Zola last time.
This time they were trying to get Red Skull. They thought that Red Skull was on the train. But he rigged it that way he could then get the Tesseract.
That was smart of Red Skull. Yeah. Yeah, I like how even though like Red Skull adapted, like he didn't have Zola to like make all the weapons and stuff. So he adapted was like, I'm just gonna summon an interdimensional being, like I guess like squid monster. Plan B, whatever.
I feel like that was what he's gonna do, like later on. Eventually.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just like Red Skull's MO. He
probably just got like desperate and
stuff
like went crazy because of all like the serum and stuff, and was like, YOLO, summon Dormammu or whatever.
It's Dormammu's daughter.
Yeah.
What do you call it? The space squid
kid. Yeah.
God, that's a tongue twister.
Tentacle twister.
When Peggy pulled out the sword too.
Oh yeah, that was goodness. Like I was like, we just like went into like from Marvel to like fantasy, like all like that. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, it was great. It honestly reminded me a lot of Hellboy.
Oh, okay.
Because Hellboy, depending on the line, I forget which one I read, but it fights Nazis and stuff, and there's this one where it doesn't mimic that, but they're preventing a giant space squid from coming through.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why is it always a giant space squid? You know? Like, why isn't it like a giant?
Because like a giant space teddy bear isn't as scary, you know?
That's true.
Now a giant grizzly bear, I'd be a little terrified of.
Giant bunny. What if it was a giant baby? You know? I think that'd be pretty terrifying.
Isn't like
it's like the Watcher, but just finger.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I really, when the portal was opening before we knew it was like the squid thing coming out, I thought Loki might come out, and I was like kind of waiting for that.
That's what I was thinking. But then I love the parallel where he was like, drop the sword. You know?
Oh yeah, Nick Fury at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I like how Red Skull thought he was gonna be able to control the monster. He was like, and now we have this for Hydra, and then he just like, I guess Red Skull's not gonna be on Vormir.
That's what I was going to say. That brings up a new question. Like, who's going to be the guardian ghost, whatever thing on Vormir?
Maybe it's just like a I don't know, like a mantle. So like once someone else like messes up or like interacts with the Tesseract, tries to play God, they take over from the last guy. So maybe it's someone else who like in the past tried to play God, and like instead of like Red Skull having to take over, like relieve him, I guess, and he's still like serving a sentence until someone else screws up royally or something.
That's weird to think about, but that actually makes so much sense.
Maybe it's the squid. Because the
I was going to say that. Well, no, I think the squid's dead now because of Peggy, or at least some of it, I think. Well, we don't know if it's dead, but it's lost a couple tentacles.
True. Yeah, so I mean, in some of the trailer stuff that we saw, we like Peggy interacts with like Doctor Strange, I'm pretty sure. So I'm wondering
which version of Peggy?
Like this, I'm pretty sure it was this version. She had like her Captain Britain or Captain America shield, or Captain Carter shield. I think, yeah. In like some of the trailers, there's really quick clips. I've been going through a lot of the trailers because I've been making TikToks and stuff for it. But yeah, there is one where like she is face to face with Doctor Strange. So I wonder if there's gonna be a Doctor Strange episode that takes place before she comes out of the portal in 2012 Avengers and to meet like Nick Fury, or if like she's gonna go back after that to like she's like I have unfinished business in this dimension, or like something happens with the multiverse. She's like, well, I've been to this dimension for 70 years now. Like I have some experience. So, or maybe I don't know. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. I really don't know.
That makes me think about the Ancient One or just Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
With how because the Ancient One was able to identify and tell when the timeline was messed up. That's the thing.
True.
Or if it would be.
Yeah, I wonder if she's like in cahoots with the TVA or something.
Well, not even that, but like
just knows of their presence or something.
Yeah, it would know of their presence and would be able to identify like, okay, now there's a multiverse going on whatever universe I'm in, right? Whichever timeline I'm in. So then now it brings up the question of, are there going to be like a council of Ancient Ones or Doctor Stranges? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what would happen to a degree.
We've seen in the trailers there's a Doctor Strange versus Doctor Strange fight at some point.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Isn't there like a Rick and Morty, like the Council of Ricks or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. It'd be something like that. It's funny because it actually pulls from Marvel from the Council of Reeds.
Oh, yeah.
The Reed Richards from all the different universes like have their own pocket dimension that they have their I don't know, living quarters in. It's like a giant citadel in its own pocket dimension, and they all talk about other discoveries, other like scientific advances.
Maybe like the Council of Kangs or something will pop up, and
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'm not sure if there's a Council of Kangs, but usually they just kill each other.
Yeah.
Kang counseling. Hi, my name is Kang. All the Kangs.
Hi,
Kang.
It's been 3 weeks since I've eaten a fish. Yeah. So I'm really curious though, like for these what if episodes, if this is all like one branch timeline, like if they're all just going to be now that Peggy Carter has like branched off, if the other branches are going to happen after this timeline, or if they're going to be like, so Peggy branched off and next week is what if T'Challa was Star-Lord, if that's going to be a different like universe from the main timeline, or if it's going to be like a combination, like some of them, I feel like it might be because we've seen Captain Carter against Doctor Strange, so it might like continue this story, or be like another branch happens in this timeline while in another episode is just like a completely different timeline. Like the possibilities are endless. I don't know.
I also love how it started off with saying like any choice can make it a whole infinite number of timelines.
Yeah, like we said.
That's what I was talking about before. They said it. But no, I agree with you. I believe it could be. I feel like for like clarity's sake, they might not, at least for this season, they might not go off of like a branch of a branch.
Right.
But they could in the case of where, because they are definitely going to be crossing over. They're going to be doing multiversal stuff, like not just showing these different universes. We're going to see Doctor Strange from different universes interact with other. I mean, we've seen it in the trailers and stuff, like you said. There's going to be different universes and timelines interacting with each other.
True.
So that's what's going to be unique to see. And then I feel like when it comes to Multiverse of Madness, what we're going to get is seeing these characters, to some degree, coming back in some way. But because we've been able to follow them.
And maybe like live action, you think?
Yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be awesome. Because isn't that already confirmed that What If series is going to have some impact on Mom?
I don't know. Maybe.
I thought I heard that somewhere, but I might have misheard.
That'd be cool.
But I feel like that'd be the smartest thing to do, honestly, because then you have all these new variations of these characters that you already like, but now they're like more OP, like Carter. And then you can like try to solve like this bigger threat of like Kang or of what's going on with the multiverse, and try to solve that. Here's what I think is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Convergences are going to start to happen. So like these realities are going to start splitting up, but there's going to be points where they might collide, and that would cause annihilation.
How would they like come back to collide?
Okay, so when it comes to the Marvel Universe, I mean, we saw it in Thor: The Dark World, which is kind of sad to think about. But
honestly, Thor: The Dark World like explains so much. We keep coming back to reference it, but we're like, oh.
But they called it the convergence, right? That was a reference to the worlds colliding. Now, in the way that they did it, it was the same universe. It was just all the 9 realms. But that technically also happens with like each universe. Right. Earth is technically in the center of
I am in the center of the universe. That's what I've been telling everyone this whole time.
So when two Earths collide, say it appeared like a convergence, like it was in the Dark World. Like the Earths would physically collide, and then once that happens, because it's like the center of the universe, both universes would just be annihilated.
Oh, that would suck.
And what happens when that happens is kind of like a nuclear reaction, right? Because what happens to make something like a nuclear bomb, right? It cascades and it keeps on going exponentially. Right. So that would cause a void and a gap to which more universes would start to converge and align. And
I don't know if we're gonna be seeing that for a while, but
that might not be happening in Mom. I don't know, but I feel like that could be something that's going. Like we're getting all this stuff now with What If. And then Doctor Strange or the Council of Strange is going to have to like figure out how to prevent multiversal annihilation.
It's just Benedict Cumberbatch. Imagining him acting, just like speaking to a bunch of himself.
Oh my god, dude! Oh.
There's so many memes, like the Spider-Man meme.
our like reality with like no superheroes is an actual reality.
Yeah.
Right?
So we could just
imagine if that was
Benedict
a thing.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah. So it's like. Doctor Strange, like Cumberbatch is like talking to like regular him, and he's just like, this is just a script. What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? It's
I don't
prophecy.
know. It's so meta. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Let's back to the tank. So yeah, the next 2 episodes of What If are going to cover T'Challa as Star-Lord. I think it was confirmed that Chadwick Boseman is actually voicing, plays a voice or himself or
in 4 episodes.
4 episodes, yeah. And then the next one is episode 3 is Loki on Earth.
Now, I wonder, what does that mean, like Loki on Earth? Did they ever give more explanation to that, or like the timing of it?
I don't know. I've just seen some stuff. There's like an army that he's leading. I think it's like he goes to Earth earlier, or like maybe he is like more successful in conquering it or something. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
What if he becomes like soft? Like he's like, oh, humans.
I don't think he will. I feel like Loki was exploring him going soft, and now it's like, this is what if he wasn't soft.
Yeah, true.
All right, that is pretty much what I wanted to talk about for this first episode. All my notes and everything. I'm excited for this series. I'm trying to think if there's
anything else. I think I covered a lot of notes I had for like the animation and stylization.
Yeah,
like that.
It's really.
I'm really
good.
excited to see like. From what we've seen in the trailers, it seems like it's going to be consistent throughout, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But it would be cool to kind of see it kind of change up per universe, maybe a little bit. I'm not saying like whole Spider-Verse, like don't go that far.
I don't know. But, I like the style, but like I feel like there'd be like you'd then also I think I don't know because you'd be comparing the styles to like also the quality of the episode, and that would kind of go hand in hand. Like, I don't like this animation style, so like I didn't really like this episode. I don't know if they want to risk that too much.
I mean like that. I mean like you know how in WandaVision it started off with like black and white.
Oh, true.
Like, what if you did something that was like something like that? Like, you're still keeping like same like
maybe
techniques and like still like the same rigs, but
we'll
like
see. Yeah. I don't know. I like this style a lot, so I don't really want it to change. All right. You ready for patron shout-outs?
Yeah, hit me with them.
Cue the Epic Star Wars music. Boost. We got patron Lori, Frank, Rick, Lisa, Evan, Tony. Thank you so much for pledging the tier that gets you the shout out. If you want to support us over here on Patreon, the link is down in the description. We really, really, really appreciate it. You get episodes early, special perks, sometimes bonus podcast clips and stuff. Also, please head on over to Apple Podcasts if you feel so inclined and leave a review. It helps us out a ton. We really appreciate it. If you're on YouTube watching, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, letting us know, I don't know, your thoughts on What If. Honestly, would love to read them. Yeah. Thank you. That is pretty much what I had. I wanted to say, we forgot to mention the Suicide Squad episode. We got a free comic when we went to the movie theater about Suicide Squad. So I thought that was kind of cool. Interesting. Yeah. All right.
I haven't read it yet, but it looks cool.
I haven't either. I forgot I had it, and then I was driving to the gym today, and
you saw it in the back?
No, I had my windows down, and I heard something like flip open. I like fluttering. I was like, "What?" I turned around, and the comic had flipped open. I was like, "Oh, that's still there." Okay.
It's a sign.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We will be back. Hopefully, next week's episode might be a little later for What If, just because I'm working on a commercial out of town. Got some stuff going on. But we will be back. I really want to talk about the show. Yeah. All right. Ready for the introduction?
Yes. Tell me when.
When?
We just talked about what we wanted to talk about, and now we're done.
Thank you so much for listening. Really, really, really appreciate it. See you next time for What If episode 2. Goodbye.
Bye.